Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Gordon Frayne and today we are diving into a price prediction video for Aave, the lending protocol. So without further ado, we'll jump into the video, but please make sure to hit the subscribe button below if you enjoy the content. Hit the thumbs up on your way out once you enjoy the video, and make sure to hit that bell notification icon because we are dropping multiple videos every single week. So you're going to want to get notified when those videos drop so you can stay on top of the rapidly evolving crypto landscape and hit your crypto goals. So let's dive into our price prediction video for Aave. If you're not already familiar, we do plenty of price prediction videos on this channel. You can check out all the other videos. But as always, we are going to analyze Aave through these 5 fundamental pillars, and then we will move on to our price prediction in the second half of the video. So make sure to stick around until the end. So we're going to first look at its fundamentals. We're then going to talk about some of the narratives surrounding Aave. We will take a brief look at some of the technical analysis, a brief look at the team, and then the tokenomics before making our price prediction. So first and foremost, what is Aave? Well, as per their website, they describe themselves as a liquidity protocol. So basically giving you the ability to earn interest, borrow assets, and build applications in a decentralized manner. And Aave has been one of the big players in the decentralized finance space over the past 5 years or so. And really what they are allowing you to do is kind of take the typical instruments and services that you would normally use in a traditional finance world and bringing them onto the blockchain in a decentralized fashion. So basically, you can, if you're already an owner of assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others, you can basically lend or use the Aave liquidity protocol to lend your Bitcoin and Ethereum out and earn a yield or a return and earn interest on your Bitcoin and Ethereum on a month-over-month, year-over-year basis. And all of this gets paid out in real time as well. We'll take a look at some examples in a moment. And on the counter side, you have the ability to borrow capital against your existing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrency. So let's say you own $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, you can stake that on the Aave protocol and essentially borrow against it, typically up to about an 80% loan to value ratio, and use your Bitcoin as collateral or as leverage to borrow against using the Aave liquidity protocol. So at a very high level, that's what it is and that's what it does. Aave is integrated with a number of different markets and a number of different blockchains and layer 2 and layer 1 solutions. We've got a quick snapshot here, Ethereum being the largest one. Obviously, then we've got Avalanche, Optimism, Gnosis, Polygon, Arbitrum, Base, and Aave Arc. So it is very compatible with a number of different blockchains and a number of different tokens, so that even if you are holding some of these more mid-cap cryptocurrencies, you can still leverage the Aave protocol. So this is a quick snapshot just of what the dashboard actually looks like. Again, if you're not familiar with these decentralized applications and protocols like Aave, you essentially use your custodian crypto wallet to connect to the actual dApp itself. And then you have your funds in your own wallet. You connect your wallet to the Aave protocol. Aave is able to read and understand that you've got, let's say, BNB or USDT in your wallet, and it then allows you to supply those as liquidity for people to borrow against. And it also allows you to use those assets as collateral so that you can borrow against the assets that are already in your wallet. So this is a very high level snapshot of what it looks like. You've got the supply side and you've got the borrow side, and you can use it for both yourself, or you can use it for one or the other. In short, this is a very quick snapshot of the process and how it works. We've got Aave protocol in the middle. As a depositor, you basically can deposit something like Ethereum and earn interest passively by depositing your Ethereum to the liquidity protocol. On the opposite side, we've got the borrower who is able to borrow and take out a loan instantly from the protocol after they place sufficient collateral in there. So again, one of the big benefits here is that We have the ability to get instant loans against our collateral. There is no applications, there is no processing times, there is no bureaucracy or red tape. If you have the collateral to put up, you can get an instant loan. Looking at some of the narratives around Aave, we've got DeFi, lending, and decentralized exchanges. It's not exactly a decentralized exchange, but more of a lending borrowing protocol, but it operates similar to a lot of the decentralized exchanges, and as we will see in a moment, it performs on a similar timeline to the DEXs when it comes to its own market cycle. But when it comes to DeFi, Aave is the second largest protocol in the DeFi ecosystem, only second to Lido. So Lido Finance has about 33 billion in total value locked, while Aave has about 10.09 billion total value locked. We've got some other big players like Maker, Eigenlayer, Uniswap, Rocket Pool, Summerfi, etc. in this list, but Aave is definitely one of the biggest players in the DeFi space when it comes to total value locked. Just in terms of the narratives we just mentioned, obviously lending and borrowing protocols is the key narrative that Aave falls into. When we break down the narrative of lending protocols, what we've got here is we've got Aave, we've got Compound, and we've got Maker, which are two of the competitors of Aave. And what we're just illustrating here is how the all-time highs of these individual protocols all pretty much synced up in the previous bull cycle. So we saw all-time highs for Aave last time around on May 18th, 21. We saw an all-time high for Compound on May 11th, and we saw an all-time high for Maker on May 5th. So within a 12 to 13 day period at the height of the previous bull run for each of these tokens, they all put in new all-time highs, and they all somewhat moved together. So again, it's always worth keeping an eye if you are holding Aave or if you are planning to buy it, thinking about how Aave moves as a token in terms of price activity in comparison to the other lending borrowing protocols like Compound, like Maker, because each of these protocols had their tokens peak at an all-time high about 6-7 months before Bitcoin peaked at the end of 2021. We saw all of these peak in a 12-day time span in May of 2021. So worth keeping an eye on that if you're going to be purchasing Aave. Again, this is not financial advice. Moving into the technical analysis, we've got a brief look at the Aave chart. At the height of the last bull cycle, we put in all-time highs of around $629. Similar to most of the altcoins in the space, we saw a large amount of retracement all throughout 2022. We hit pretty low prices around the $50 mark at the midpoint in 2022, even lower by Q4 of 2022. And then we did continue to drop a little bit in 2023, but not as drastically as 2022. And we saw a little bit more price consolidation towards the Q4 of 2023. We did bottom out at a price around $48, and Aave is sitting at a price of around $113 as of today, up about 132% since that $48 low in the middle of 2023. So it has seen some decent upwards price action since July of 2023, and we are up about 132% since then, with a little bit of resistance or a little bit of support here. It looks like we will continue to move higher towards the $150, $170 mark as we move through the rest of this year. So thinking about the team, not a huge amount to touch on here, but more just talking about some of the grants and the security that is part of the protocol, because they've got a very robust security measures in place. They have been audited by a number of the largest and leading security firms in the blockchain space. So, you know, given the fact that they are a lending and borrowing protocol, this is kind of utmost importance, and making sure that they are secure and your funds are secure when you're using the Aave protocol especially if you're going to be depositing large amounts of Bitcoin and Ethereum as collateral, or if you're simply putting it there to lend out, you want to make sure your tokens are secure. Next, moving on to the tokenomics of Aave. As we said, we are at a current price of about $113.55 as of the beginning of March here in 2024. Aave currently has a circulating supply of about 14.75 million. However, the max supply of Aave is 16 million. So we are over 92% vested at this point, and we've got 92.2% of the max supply already in circulation. So this bodes very well when it comes to the tokenomic side of things, because we're not going to have huge amounts of inflation in terms of more circulating supply coming into the market over the coming years because of that max supply cap. If we take a look at a historical snapshot from Aave, this is in May of 2021. This is actually a snapshot from just a few days before Aave put in its all-time highs in May of 2021. And what we're seeing here is that at that time, Aave had a circulating supply of around 12.75 million, whereas now it's about 14.75 million. So what does that mean? That basically means that we have a 15.6% increase in the circulating supply for today versus what it was when it put in its all-time high in May of 2021. It's also worth noting that the market cap at its all-time high was just over 8 billion, and we're currently sitting at a market cap of around 1.7 billion. So the 15.6% increase thus far is pretty reasonable. Like, a lot of other projects have increased their circulating supply since 2021 by upwards of 30, 40, 50%. So given the fact that Aave has only increased by 15.5%, it definitely bodes pretty well when it comes to its ability to put in new all-time highs this current cycle. Finally, the last thing we're going to look at before we jump into the price prediction is the fact that Aave is currently sitting at a market dominance percentage rate of 0.08% here in March of 2024. Previously, when it hit its all-time highs, it was at a market dominance of 0.56%. And again, this is very important as it comes to making our price predictions, because we have to plug in some variables for our price prediction when it comes to market dominance. And we'll be using this as a gauge to estimate how we think Aave can perform. So let's jump into that price prediction. And as always, we're going to look at a bear case, base case, and bull case scenario. We do have these variables, so let's run through them. The first case for the bear case is basically assuming that the total crypto market cap will reach a peak of around $4 trillion. What we're saying is that Aave could reach a 0.35% dominance, again, which would be underperforming versus the previous cycle, but that would give Aave a new all-time high in terms of market cap at 14 billion, and then dividing that by around 15 million Aave, which we estimate to be in circulation by the height of the next bull cycle, again, which we estimate to be in around Q4 of 2025, that spits us out at a $933 Aave price in our bear case scenario. Remember, our previous all-time highs were around the $630 mark. So putting in new all-time highs, obviously, with our bear case scenario. Moving on to the base case, what we are saying is that the entire crypto market cap could reach a peak value of around $6 trillion. What we're also saying then is Aave might perform slightly better than the bear case, reaching a 0.45% dominance. That would give it a $27 billion market cap in total. Dividing that again by the 15 million Aave that we estimate to be in circulation at that time gives us a $1,800 price target for Aave in our base case scenario. Finally, moving on to our most bullish case scenario, what we are saying is that the total crypto market cap could reach a peak of around $8 trillion. If Aave performs and attains the same dominance as it did in the previous cycle at 0.55%. That would give it a $44 billion market cap. And again, dividing that by the 15 million Aave that we estimate to be in circulation gives us a $2,933 price target for Aave in our most bullish scenario. So let us know what you think in the comments below. How high do you think Aave is going by the height of the bull run? Do you think our price targets are reasonable? Do you think it could go much higher? How high do you think Aave can go? As always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button. We are dropping multiple videos every single week. You're going to want to get notified, so hit that notification icon as well, and we will catch you in the next one.